The push for Pennsylvania, with only 65 days to go until the presidential election. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump attempting to set themselves apart when it comes to one of the state's key issues, fracking.
Live from News Nation headquarters, this is News Nation Prime.
Let's bring in Republican strategist Matt Klink. Thank you so much for being here, Matt.
Hi, Alex.
All right, let's talk about this Keystone State. Both Trump and Harris taking their campaigns through Pennsylvania, obviously crucial battleground where polling currently has them tied. So how, within the next 65 days, does either of these candidates actually pull ahead?
Well, look, a couple of things. One, I think that both of the Harris campaigns and the Trump campaigns, a couple more days in Pennsylvania, they're going to have to establish residency. Kamala Harris must have Pennsylvania's 19 electoral college votes. If she loses Pennsylvania, she can't win. The challenge, though, is that, Pennsylvania on the issues lines up significantly more favorably for Donald Trump than it does for Kamala Harris. It is true that they're tied in the state right now, but that means that Donald Trump is actually winning because he typically underperforms in public opinion polls and does better on election day.
Yeah, if you look at the history of Pennsylvania, 7 of the last 8 presidential elections, Pennsylvania has gone to the Democrats. In 2024, are Pennsylvania's electoral college votes the ones that are actually going to decide the outcome, or is this based on what you're just recently saying that it really doesn't matter for Donald Trump?
No, don't mistake me. I apologize if I wasn't clear. No, Donald Trump needs Pennsylvania, but Kamala Harris's math doesn't work. It's a must-have for Kamala Harris. That if you look at other states that are swing states, like Arizona, like Georgia, like Nevada, Trump is actually doing better and overperforming in all those states than he did in 2020 and in 2016. So Trump has got to be feeling pretty good right now. And if you look at the polling that I'm seeing, the bounce that Kamala Harris got leading up to the convention, that's already starting to diminish as people begin to wonder why she is not being more specific about public policy positions, or she has continued to be wishy-washy, fracking being the most vivid example.
Matt, I want to bring up some recent comments that former President Donald Trump has made this past week, calling for free IVF treatments for couples trying to have children, either paid for by the government or insurance companies via a federal mandate. Democrats saying this is just former President Trump speaking on the topic of the hour. Let's listen to a soundbite. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
You can't take this seriously. I mean, this isn't just a Republican. This is, and by the way, I work well with Republicans. This is Donald Trump, who will say anything and everything depending on where the wind is blowing. He caught some heat the other day, and so he comes out with this statement that all of a sudden he's a believer in IVF. It's just patently false. It's offensive.
So are Democrats right to question Trump's sincerity on this issue?
Well, look, it is a campaign season, so every statement is going to be questioned for sincerity. Donald Trump actually has been quite supportive of IVF. I do think, though, that the statement of either a mandate or a government-funded IVF for parents, I think that shocked a lot of Republicans, too, because traditionally Republicans don't like mandates like that. It's a question of whether he may say now that that's what he wants, but could something like that work its way through one or both houses of Congress? I think that remains to be seen. But, it is one of those statements. He's going to get attacked for it from both the left and the right. But it is a response to concerns that have been raised largely over an issue in Alabama that has subsequently been resolved there, too. But the Democrats think they can press it for an advantage, particularly with women voters.
Republican strategist Matt Klink, thank you so much for joining us tonight.